Today I'm going to show you how I schedule my team using Google Calendar. I've been using Google Calendar for years now, both on the professional and personal side, and I'd love to show you how I utilize it to keep everyone organized and on the same page. If you're new here, hi, my name is Simpson. I'm helping you maximize your time and talents as a growing small business owner, so make sure to subscribe for new videos every week. I'm going to start by going far into the future to January 2025 so I can show you what an example of scheduling looks like. As you can see, there's nothing currently scheduled on this date. If I did already have a booking through my CRM Dubsado, then that would already be in the calendar here as well. But that part doesn't go and sync through to my team members. They aren't able to see any information about that booking, which is why I have to go and manually schedule them through Google Calendar. So you start by clicking the little addition sign and then you click event, and now you see all of the capabilities of Google Calendar and what we can put in the event. So I'm just going to title this Pretend Wedding since we're making up all of the information here. I usually list if it's a wedding, another event, or a trial so that they know right off the bat what it is in the title. Here you can look at the timing of the event. I usually just select all day. This makes it nice and organized. As you can see, it kind of shows up as this little line on the calendar versus a block of time. And so if I have several weddings on the same day, I get to see them all in the same area. So next we're going to add guests, and this is how I add my team members to each calendar invite. So basically my frequently used guests or the people that are on a lot of weddings automatically come up here, or I can search by their email or name and add them here. And then once they are added to the calendar invite, I just click done, and then they're there, and when I send this invite through, they will receive it on their end. Then it's time to add the location, and once again I'm just blurring out some sensitive information here, but we are going to add a mock location of Water's Edge. It's one of the popular venues here in Connecticut and some place that we can go for the getting ready process for our clients. So you just type that in and then you'll see everything kind of start to populate through maps. You choose the right one and then it's added right there so that they can click it easily and it'll come up with their GPS of choice when they choose to go there that day. As you can see, I just changed the color real quick. That's more on my end because I like to stay color coded with my Google Calendar. So I choose yellow for weddings. And then we get to the meat of this invitation. So basically the description is where you can go to type any kind of details that you may need to tell people. So here I start by putting how many makeup, how many hair are getting done, if it includes the bride or not, and what artists are going to be doing those. So I'm using some pretend names here just to keep it all private, but as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. Then we move on to timing. So this is when the artists are expected to arrive to the location, when they should be starting services, and when those services should conclude by. So this is information that the booking client also knows on their end. They get it on their contract, so everybody knows where they have to be and when. But it is really helpful to be crystal clear with everybody so we're all on the same page of what the expectations are and how the day is expected to go. Next, we move on to listing the services. So these are the first, last names and titles of everybody, and if they're getting hair, makeup, or one or the other done. This is so each artist knows who they should be expecting to get. If there are substitutions, they can make those. If there are people who are trying to get services done last minute, then they need to pay, things like that. And lastly, on the bottom, I'd like to include contact information. So this is going to have the bride's phone number, and it'll also have all the artists' phone numbers so that if anybody needs to be contacted for any reason, if you're running late, if there's any issues, if you're not sure where to park, etc., you have that information handy. So I don't generally use this add attachments section. There's really no reason that I have to, but you could always add Google Sheets or other things if you need to. And then as far as visibility, I just keep it to calendar default and it works for us. And then lastly, I do like to select available instead of busy on the calendar, mainly because I've noticed with Dubsado that if you are busy, they think you're completely booked and so you can't take any more bookings. So I have to make sure that everything on my Google Calendar, since it is synced up to Dubsado, says available so that I get to decide how many bookings I can take. Once you're done creating the invite, you scroll up, you click save, and everything will save how we typed it, and this is when it will get emailed to all the guests. At that point, the guests can say yes or no to an invite so that you know that they received it and if they are able to work it. Next, we're going to scroll over to the next day and I'm going to show you just a pretend hair trial. So this is similar, but it is a lot less detailed. So some of the differences here include that I do put a specific time just because we do book by time blocks when we are working in the studio. Then you would add your guests, your location, everything like normal. And in the description part is where I just put a little blurb if this is a booked wedding, if this is one to look out for that we're doing the trial ahead of the booking or things like that, but everything else pretty much the same. And once again, if you're using a CRM like Dubsado, these would be alongside the bookings through your CRM that syncs with Google Calendar, so you would see it twice, but I just know that one is for the team and one is for me. Chances are, if you stuck around this long, you are serious about growing your business. Check out my video here on 3 ways to scale your business to take it to the next level.